And that's what happened on the night I got killed, or so many of my fellow soldiers thought I was. We had fake funerals, and when we took the casket to the cemetery, the French soldiers all marched right behind us. And while we were marching to the cemetery, the man that we were supposed to be burying was in that column, and he escaped. And then 2 or 3 days later, a bridge or some railroad yards were blown up so that the Germans couldn't send trains to France.
So it was a fake funeral?
It was a fake funeral.
Now, was there a coffin that they were carrying, or just the procession?
No, we were carrying a coffin in front of them. They were following the coffin, and they were burying an empty coffin.
And the guy was snuck in the procession, or the coffin?
Right, he was the guy who was supposed to be in the coffin was in the procession, and the Germans didn't count him as missing because they thought he was dead. So they didn't look for him.
How does post-traumatic stress still affect you today?
It affects me because I have especially 4 incidents that keep coming back to me that happened to me while I was a prisoner of war in a prison hospital.
How are these coming back to you? What form?
They're coming back to me in nightmares and in flashbacks. I was once locked in a room no larger than a walk-in closet with a corpse for 3 days. I was forced to do amputations, which I didn't have the proper equipment, and I was in charge of the bandaging and surgery of wounded prisoners, of all of our allies, and Lazaret 5A. Lazaret was a prison hospital within Stalag 5A. The first day the Germans put me in charge of the surgery, I had to amputate a large toe, which the man had gangrene. I keep saying I didn't have the proper equipment to do it. I amputated his toe with something that looked like a tree clipper, and it was a steel clipper, but it was just like a tree clipper. That's all I had, and we had to use toilet paper and cotton batting and a disinfectant. We didn't have any sulfa, or we didn't have any ether. We had what we called a bite stick. We said, bite on this, and then we did it. And the man was in excruciating pain. I keep worrying about these things, and I keep thinking of them time after time. And I'm affected by these people. I keep thinking about how I affected their lives since 1945.
And you see that this is part of your concern for the men and the ladies coming back today.
Yes. They are being sent back one tour after another. They not only suffer, but their families and children suffer. And I think this is going to have a great effect on the young people of today.